Good morning, evening, afternoon, ambient time of day you're watching this video. I'm glad you're here. We just crossed 50 subscribers on this channel, and I am super thrilled and ecstatic. I mean, it was cool crossing 20K over on Quackalope, but 50 and 100 and soon 1,000 here on this personal channel genuinely might be more interesting or charming to me. I mean, I'm approaching my 2-year anniversary of being a content producer on Quackalope. My probably 6 to 8 month anniversary of being a full-time YouTuber. So this is cool. And if you've watched any of my early videos, links can be found in various places around the interwebs. I'd wanted to do this since I was, a freshman or a sophomore in college. We're talking about 8 years ago is when I discovered videography and translated my own desire to build community and tell stories into this platform. So it's been a long time coming. There's been a lot of thought and process and application that has happened over that period of time. But this video is about probably one of the biggest takeaways that I've had from doing this for 2 years. 2 years is a long time. I mean, for an extended period of time, I had promised myself and told myself and let other people know that I wanted to do this, to be this, to build something, to publish and invent and create and tell stories. I've had a constant stream of high-quality ideas since I was a youth, some of which I have acted on, and we'll get into those stories down the road, and some of which I have let sit or rumiate on the back of my mind that would have been something, could have been something, if I'd only started to build them at a certain point. So one of the main drivers, the motivations for beginning this channel, even though I don't quite know where this is going to go, I'm starting to get an idea of it, but one of the main principles here is the idea that you have to start to find out, to get somewhere, to be something, right? And we did that 2 years ago with Quackalope. I hit a breakneck point, a never again moment, a I will never and don't want to be this for the next 20 years or 10 years or 5 years or freaking 1 year. I was tired, I was worn out, I was exhausted, I was heartbroken from a relationship, a 6-year relationship that had came to an end. I was in a position where it was do or die. Decide who I wanted to be, where I wanted to go, determine the price, and then pay it. And so I did. I started. And for me, and it's been such a powerful learning lesson and experience. Starting, doing, continuing to do. We're 2 years in, and at this point, there's no stopping us. I'm going to be able to produce content. I'm going to continue increasing my output, designing, strategizing, preparing myself, organizing what we're doing, adding to the team. You see, when you're doing, when you win, when you begin to collect and do well, it compounds upon itself. I mean, the more success you have, the more likely you are to have opportunities to be successful. And so that's what's happening now. And I'm really excited and happy and proud of that. But this video is about for me, the biggest thing I've learned in 2 years of producing videos on YouTube, of 2 years of being a content creator, producing videos every single week, 360 or 350 so of them at this point. That's almost one every other day. The biggest thing that I've learned is that I can. And I don't mean to make that sound more mild. I mean, I want that to resonate and emphasize with you that are watching this, because it is the most powerful thing in the world to look at a problem, a situation, a task, a challenge, and know that you can. You can do. You can overcome. You can be patient. You can let something build and grow. You can invest time and energy and resource. You can succeed. You can learn. You can improve. I can. I am able to. I always thought I was, but it is cool. It is cool to be 2 years into something. It is exciting to know that 5 years from now, I'm still going. 10 years from now, I haven't looked back. It doesn't mean I'm always doing the same type of content. Media may change, platforms may adapt, and I will adjust and adapt with them, but I will never turn back from the 2 years that I've spent. I'll always have that as a guiding rod, as a lesson, as an example for what I am able to do and accomplish, as motivation for continuing, and as sheer and unrefined confidence. The knowledge that I can, I'm able to, and I have. I mean, the evidence is proof, right? And I don't mean this in a braggadocious way or a way to say, look what I've done compared to you or compared to others. I mean this because for a long time I knew I could, but I didn't know if I was able to. I didn't know if I would. I didn't know if I could actually do something for 2 years or 3 years or 5 years. I'd always lived in an ambient state of promises and fluctuations, of growing up in school, in high school and college, both being overwhelmingly frustrated with the systems that were in place, these rigid bar-like systems that required me to get perfect grades in order to excel, and all I ever wanted to do was do just enough to then focus on what I cared about. And so I'd make promises in advanced placement classes, in college courses, on papers and assignments, determining that if this was the measure of success, then this time I would do it. This time I would do it right. I would apply myself. And then I found that I never did, or very, very often didn't do that. I'd wait to the last second. I'd let myself down. I'd be so focused on other tasks, on building businesses, doing work, finding contracts, learning this. And then, now, this is what has paid off. This is my career. This is where I am. And that's a cool place to be. I'm excited about that. But I didn't know. And so, this video is to let you know, if you're just starting something new, the 2-year mark is really cool. The 5-year mark is going to be incredible. Being able to look back behind yourself and see where you've improved, developed, what you've learned along the way, and just knowing, I've put 2 years into this thing. It wasn't that long. It wasn't that hard. And I've got another 10 in me. So get excited. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for what you're doing, the projects you're starting, how you're going to be working and developing and improving yourself along the way. And by golly, just prove to yourself you're able to do it. It doesn't matter how perfect the content is or what the story or message is. This channel is all about documenting, right? At this point, I'm just telling stories. I'm just doing my best to explain to you what I have learned along the way and what I am continuing to learn along the way. And I'm thrilled about that. Happy New Year. Let's get started. Let's do good stuff. Oh, and there'll be a video coming out tomorrow about how you will, in fact, fail your New Year's resolutions and why they don't matter at all. Glad to have you here. Share this video with some people if you think they'll find it interesting. And, like always, I'll see you tomorrow.